Spring Fling, Tournament of Roses, 2025, Day 2. We are starting the elimination pools for Rapier. Soon, we've got a new commentator with us, one of our very own IFG pillars, Goose.
Hello. We've got our first match starting here with Aaron Miller and Christian Abel.
Aaron Miller and Tanner Larson. Now, Aaron Miller is fighting out of our home club, Indes Rasladio. Tanner Larson out of Rexburg, HEMA Guild. Both fighters looking a little tentative so far. Tanner going for a flesh there, not quite making range. Tanner doing a great job of opening up space. Great cut to the head in that messy grapple. Probably
A lot where once they get close, they sort of go in for a hug.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
We were seeing that a lot, indeed. Interesting attempt from Aaron. Well deflected by Tanner. Great effort to displace that blade. Well done by Aaron, sneaking in for the stab.
Very, very patient fencer. Most of these fencers seem like they're very cautious.
Yeah. Tanner with a great focus here on stable footwork, going in for a thrust. Well deflected on the afterblow. Gonna get high marks for that. You can see Tanner keeping his center of gravity low. Aaron changing levels, going in for an exchange. A lot of
Wow, that's a whole lot of
interesting in attack and defense there. Probably going to lose a little bit for aesthetics on that.
There was a cut to the chest. As we all know, cuts to the chest don't count.
Interesting level change. Surprised we didn't see a halt there for Tanner's thrust.
I've just been informed my mic was off the entire time. So, hello stream.
Well, oh, great deflection from Tanner, followed up with a beautiful thrust. We're not seeing a lot of, we just actually saw a very classical thrust, classical lunge thrust from Aaron.
Aaron, who's backed up against the edge of the ring there.
Yeah, Tanner did a great job there of applying pressure, jumping in with that explosive lunge, planting the tip. I expect we're going to see high marks to the red fencer for superior defense and just a little bit better plan coming in, it seemed like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the judges come in efficacy. It seems like they were very close there.
Yeah, indeed. Judge A is giving us a 6 for the blue fencer in efficacy and a 7 for the red fencer. Same scores for tactics, 6 and 7 for red and blue respectively. Both fighters earning a 3 for aesthetics from Judge A.
So far, very close.
Very, very close.
With red with a slight lead. But we only have one judge in, so that's...
I don't expect that we're going to differ too much. Judge B is being a little harsher towards the blue fencer with 3, 4, and 2 for efficacy, tactics, and aesthetics. Judge B awarding red fencer a slightly higher score.
Looks like red is taking the lead here.
6, 5, and 3 for the red fencer from Judge B, which should secure victory unless Judge C goes renegade.
And 0 doubles across the match.
Yeah. Excellent, clean fencing on both sides. As expected, we're going to see a victory for Tanner. Now up next, we're going to have Alfredo Velez from Loyal Order of the Sword and Peter Lowry from Bridge City Blades. Where is Rexburg?
I don't know.
Wonder if it's in the Paleolithic era.
Sounds like it's in medieval Germany, if I'm being honest.
If we have some international folks, that would be great. Now, of course, both fighters here with a clamshell guard on the hands.
Going to prevent Elliot from taking your fingers.
Gotta prevent. I'm hungry. I want some finger food.
You got the grumblies only fingers can satisfy.
Exactly. Both fighters methodically playing in the bind.
Oh.
Little bit of a messy grapple.
Whoa.
Both fighters not able to land their tip.
Very much learning each other's styles, each other's weaknesses.
Yeah, you see some mostly probing offenses. Nothing really committed until there. Tanner Larson lands a thrust to the neck. Excellent timing.
Some excellent footwork from Tanner Larson.
Excellent footwork. We saw a textbook lunge there from Peter Lowry. And another committed thrust covered, keeping Peter's blade on the outside.
A lot of those quick probing attacks. Oh, there was that thrust to the head.
I didn't see that land. But Rabbit sees differently, of course. Tanner taking a very low stance, wide, stable. Ooh, voiding that thrust almost. Peter Lowry
messy.
maintaining composure, staying calm, not wasting energy. Oh, and it looks like he may have voided that with that body twist and landed the counter thrust, but
I think it was voided. It was a beautiful, beautiful technique there. Oh, good control.
A beautiful turn of that sword, getting it point on line, not driving it in though.
And just having that other hand on their cup hilt.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like he did manage to get a shot to the hand through that clamshell hilt. It doesn't, of course, afford as much protection as a cup hilt, which fully protects the hand. But a great match from both fighters. I expect this to be close. Scores are coming in. We're going to take a look at a replay real quick here. Now we see these sort of probing attacks. Nothing really committed until Tanner.
Oh, see his hand go and control that blade?
Yeah.
And his blade is free?
It's actually an excellent deflection, and even though that deflection took his point offline, being able to recover, maintaining control of your opponent's blade, getting that point back online, it's going to score high marks. So from Judge A, Blue Fighter is going to get a 7, 8, and 3. Red Fighter only getting a 5, 6, and 2. So Blue Fighter taking a lead from Judge A. Judge B, a similar story, 7, 7, and 3 for the Blue Fighter, 6, 4, and 2 for the Red Fighter. Looks like Blue Fighter is going to take this by a moderate lead. Congratulations to Tanner Larson of the Rexburg HEMA Guild. But great effort from Peter Lowry. I mean, saw some fantastic defense there. Goose, have you practiced any rapier?
Yes, I'm getting more and more into rapier. It's definitely has the aesthetic over a lot of other weapons in HEMA. A lot of those beautiful thrusts and deflections, as
There
we've seen here today.
is something very graceful about a lot of the described movements in the manual.
Well, specifically, that's why I'm getting into rapier, not so much rapier and dagger. Rapier and dagger, introducing a second weapon always makes things a little bit more messy.
It turns into a mess. The way that I fight rapier and dagger is my dagger turns into a windshield, windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Somewhere in front of me, I just wiggle it around, hoping to catch a blade, and then, you know, the rapier, you're just looking for any sort of strike you can get.
Wow, that's a throwback. Haven't thought about that movie in a hot second.
I don't. I made that up.
Elliot here on stream, giving lies.
All right. Up next, we have Tanner Larson versus Alfredo Velez. Tanner in red, Alfredo on the blue side. Both fighters cautious, voiding that slash to the leg. A lot of play in the bind. Frenetic blade work from Tanner Larson. Jumping in for an attempted attack. Looks like it landed.
Beautiful back and forth from Peter Lowry here. Yellow card for striking the floor.
Yeah. Again, absolutely critical that we don't break this floor.
We got some judge deliberation here. I think while they enter that yellow card into the system.
All right, again, we're seeing a much more efficient blade work from Alfredo, but that defense crumbles under Tanner's frenetic thrusts.
And what I think is going to be a double. Very cautious pitches here.
Yeah, interesting footwork from Tanner, dropping that left leg back, perhaps in anticipation of a flesh. Ooh, a strong thrust from Tanner deflected, and a strong slash from Alfredo also deflected. Great defense on both fighters.
Oh, we got a set in Alfredo's blade here. I'm going to correct it.
That thrust landed very clean. Ooh, that is a strong bend.
I'm going to get a
That's
replay
how
here.
you know he's dead.
Watch the thrust coming in from
Tanner a little bit more cautious now, avoiding that attempted strike to the head, jumping in for a thrust, deflecting.
Oh, cut to the thigh.
response, Getting caught with that thrust to the body, or cut to the body, excuse me.
Yeah, which of course, Rapier, not a point.
Ooh, Alfredo, perfectly placed thrust.
The second strong thrust to the chest we've seen from Alfredo.
Thrust game strong.
Well, that is the key to victory in Rapier, so.
Great effort from Tanner there, displacing the blade.
Ooh! It's an absolute.
We are going to see another warning for excessive force. However, that was a well-executed cut.
This is, did you say a red card there?
He did say a red card, as this is Alfredo's second warning for excessive force. No. The first warning was in the last match. My producer is reminding me that this is actually his third warning. The first was verbal. Second, he received a yellow card. Third, he is receiving a red card. I believe one more will have him disqualified for the tournament.
We'll see how the red cards play into the scoring. I do believe they affect the scoring somewhat, but I'm not sure exactly how.
Me neither. Now we've got the judges' scores coming in. A tight match. We've got a 6-5-2 for the blue fencer from Judge A. A 6-7-3 for the red fighter. So a lot better planning and aesthetics for the red fighter. Similar scores in efficacy. Similar story with Judge B. We're seeing a 6-5-2 for the blue fighter. A 7-6-4 for the red fighter. Judge C, as per usual, deviating a little bit, giving a 7 in efficacy to the blue fighter, but we are going to see a victory for the red fighter in spite of that strong slash at the end. Now, Tanner Larson, of course, coming from Rexburg HEMA Guild. Ryan Sherman from Northwest Fencing Academy. Armchair Travel wanted to give a shout out to Michael fencing in the back. That was a while ago, but hope Michael did well. We do see Anthony Bonomo in the back in the purple there, but this match is starting. Ryan immediately jumping into that fully extended point, going for that classic thrust to the leg. Tanner a little bit too fast for it.
Looking at the standings here, this is our last match. We've got Tanner up in second place currently in the standings, so winning this match could be clinch for winning the tournament for him.
Yeah, really excellent defensive
beautiful
work from
thrust.
Tanner, landing a well-timed counter thrust to the neck. Tanner showing a lot of presence in the bind, not letting Ryan break through his defenses.
Oh. Beautiful thrust from Ryan there. He
Yeah.
extending his back arm, getting those aesthetics points after the thrust landed.
That was a very pretty series of actions from Tanner. Did not land in that series, but a lot of flourish.
The interesting high guard from Ryan again.
Both fighters exchanging blows. Great defense from
Lots of
both
hand
sides.
deflection.
Could not even comment. That is one of the things about Rapier. The action happens so fast. It's really tough to judge.
Oh, we got a touch to the ground there from Red Fencer.
Yeah, just a verbal warning this time. Oh, Ryan catching Tanner on his way in with a thrust to the leg, stopping his progress. Ryan again, very slow and methodical. Tanner a little more frenetic, landing that cut to the head. Trading thrusts there. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of bend in Tanner's blade from contact with his hand. Great void and riposte by Tanner.
That was textbook. I'm getting a lot of points for that.
And that's time. Great fencing from both fighters. Very interesting strategy from Tanner. You saw twice he went for that displacement Moulinet thrust. Neither quite landed, but very pretty.
I'm still thinking about that void and thrust he did at the end there. That was beautifully executed.
Yeah, we're going to get to see a replay here in just a second. Yeah, here it is. Here we might get to see that Moulinet that I was talking about. You see, he gets contact in the bind, defends.
Plus in.
Oh, yeah, cuts around. Very much a longsword or a saber technique used to great effect here.
It's always interesting to see what people cross-train in and how that affects their techniques.
Yeah, there
Usually-
is definitely a lot of bleed over.
Usually using a longsword technique in Rapier is a bad sign, but it was executed beautifully there.
All right, we've got some very interesting scores coming in. Judge A giving Blue Fighter a 6 in efficacy, 8 in tactics, 4 in aesthetics. They really liked Ryan Sherman's plan and his the grace. Now, Red Fighter, they gave a 7, 7, and 3. Judge B gave Blue Fighter a 6, 7, and 4. Red Fighter a 7, 7, and 4. This is a very close match. Judge C gives Blue Fighter a 6, 7, and 3. Red Fighter a 7, 6, and 3. This is
Oh my God. This is
an incredibly close match. The match goes to Ryan Sherman by 0.3 points.
Is that the closest match we've had so far? That
Well,
hasn't
we
been
did
a tie.
have a draw earlier.
We did have a draw, that's correct.
That is about as close as you can get.
Yeah.